welcome to another episode of Talking Classrooms, podcasting as a tool for educational communication and reflection. I'm your host, Bulelani Marwanqana, and today we are diving into a topic that is deeply uncomfortable, yet absolutely essential to talk about. The title of today's episode is Crossing the Line, Teachers' Boundaries and the Betrayal of Trust. This episode will focus on the growing concern of intimate relationships between teachers and students, an issue that is not only ethically wrong and legally punishable, but also deeply damaging the educational environment, student well-being, and societal trust in schools. So, let us begin now. Before anything else, we must understand the power dynamics between teacher and students. Teachers are entrusted with authority, influence, access to minors, and responsibility for nurturing development. So now, when a teacher engages in any inappropriate or intimate relationship with a learner, regardless of age, it represents a gross abuse of power. It is never love. It is never even consensual. It is total manipulation, coercion, and a betrayal of professional trust. So now, across South Africa and the world, we've seen growing reports of teachers grooming students via social media, learners falling pregnant by educators, teachers being quietly transferred instead of being held accountable, students afraid to speak out due to fear or shame. These are not isolated incidents. These incidents, they are symptoms of a broken accountability system in some schools and a need for stronger ethical education in teacher training colleges. You see? So now, we need to listen to these stories, not to shame victims, no, but to understand the scope of the problem and how to fix it. So now, the damage caused by such misconduct is long-lasting. Now we understand this, that there are victims involved, and this is what they suffer from: shame, guilt, and confusion, emotional trauma and trust issues, disrupted education, social isolation and bullying, mental health struggles, including depression and anxiety. Now, this is not just a violation of school policy. It is a human rights violation, and we must treat it with the seriousness it deserves. In South Africa, intimate teacher-student relationships fall under misconduct. So now, misconduct, they are also prohibited by law, particularly under the South African Schools Act, the Employment Educators Act, Child Protection legislation. Educators will be found guilty and to face dismissal, deregistration by SACE, criminal prosecution, for instance, placement on the sexual offenders register. So it is very crucial that every teacher understands this. Professional boundaries are non-negotiable at all. And schools need policies that are clear, enforced, and transparent. So now, how do we prevent these violations? How do we prevent them? I think number one, stronger ethics training for teachers from day one of their career would solve the problem. Like giving out also clear codes of conduct displayed and taught in schools would do the job. And safe reporting mechanisms for learners, immediate investigation and action by school leadership, regular workshops for learners. So these are the steps that will be taken to prevent such violations. So now, when schools cover up these crimes, they enable predators and they silence their victims. So now, as educators, we must return to the heart of the profession, building lives, not breaking them, man. So let's reflect on how we use our influence. Let's be accountable to each other. Let's call out the wrong without fear. So now we need to build culture where every child feels safe, emotionally, mentally, and physically. This podcast is not about pointing fingers. No. Don't take it wrong. Don't take it personal. It is about protecting futures. If you are a teacher listening to this, remember your calling. If you are a student, know your worth and your rights. If you are a parent, stay involved and informed. Let's build classrooms that are safe, not just for learning, but for growing with dignity and trust. Thank you for joining me on Talking Classrooms. Let's continue to reflect, speak up, and transform education together. Until next time, I'm Bulelani Marwanqana. Stay courageous, stay ethical, and stay committed to building classrooms of integrity.